Today, we are going to talk about the disingenuous, the annoying, the obnoxious, the arrogant, and the insufferable Def Noodles. If you're returning to this channel, you already know I have a very strong dislike for Def Noodles. The man I find is just completely insane when he goes onto Twitter. If you thought this was gonna be like an informational video, I can't really guarantee that. There's better videos out there by Nicholas Diorio and Kavos that go into a more in-depth deep dive into the persona of Def Noodles. This is probably gonna be more of a rant because I'm just sick of his shit. Now, I already made a video about Def Noodles, specifically on his situation freaking out about Grady Hooper's video critiquing him. I'm gonna direct you to go to that video if you don't know much about that situation already. That's just one of many reasons why I and pretty much the entire internet at this point dislike this man so fucking much. Now, dear viewer, you may be wondering to yourself, Redsky, why are you talking about this? Well, what sparked my, outrage talking about Def Noodles once again is because he made another tweet attacking Mr. Beast. I say another because Mr. Beast is one of the creators that Def Noodles has apparently made it his life mission to slander and cancel. Mr. Beast hasn't done anything to Def Noodles that I know of that would spark Def Noodles to attack him at this extremity. But then again, what else can you expect from a 25-year-old man who wears cat ears and makes content that panders to 40-year-old soccer moms? Keep in mind, this also follows in the wake of a recent article by Insider also attacking Mr. Beast, conveniently written by the pain-in-the-ass Stephen Asarch. Stephen Asarch was the man who worked with Chris Hansen to essentially try and do the Onision documentary, but it was also very clear that he was in there trying to gather information on YouTubers to discredit them. But Stephen Asarch is a whole nother story that I don't want to talk about. Def Noodles has also made it very clear that he is into the journalism field and basically is a sellout to anybody who will give him a position of more clout, such as his very biased tweets in favor of the H3H3 Frenemies podcast. I'm not gonna go into every single tweet that he made because we'd be here all day. Motherfucker sends out like billions of tweets a day, but his tweets involve him biasly talking about James Charles and calling him a predator while ignoring Trisha Paytas's equally as controversial past. He also clipped two members of the Vlog Squad out of context to basically insinuate that David Dobrik was silencing them from speaking out about the controversy. Another tweet that really got on my nerves was this. Aged like milk. Jason Nash trying to kiss Katy Perry. She freaks out and runs away, saying, "Oh my god." And he included a clip of one of David's vlogs where he and Jason Nash go to a celebrity event, and just that, Jason tries to kiss Katy Perry and she goes away and acts disgusted. But what Def Noodles conveniently leaves out is the context that Katy Perry was in on it. It was a joke, and somebody pointed it out immediately in his comments. Def Noodles. This was proven planned in a vlog or two after this, where they converse on how to act this bit out. This is not controversial. And Def Noodles' response is, "Thanks for the info. Looking into it now." Now, this is an absolutely clear characteristic of Def Noodles. Now, I do know Def Noodles did not personally clip this out of context. From my knowledge, he actually received this from somebody. But Def Noodles, he does this, where he receives information from one of his followers and instantly tweets it out. You know, no background check, no, he doesn't even double check his information. He just tweets it out because he knows it's going to get views. And that's a problem because Def Noodles, while he refers to himself as a self-proclaimed comedian, he also refers to himself as a drama news channel. And therefore, that means the information he puts out has to be accurate when you're reporting on drama. He puts out this information without even verifying it. And more often than not, Def Noodles has gotten every single story he's reported on false because of the misinformation he puts out. He's lazy. Another clear example of his laziness is in a now deleted tweet. Def Noodles shares a TikTok that accuses James Charles of preying on a minor. The only thing is, the TikTok was a meme, and it had hashtag meme in the video. And that's just one example of the many times he has either fabricated or misrepresented false rape allegations and reported them as fact. And this is getting really dangerous because he's straight up slandering people. This also coined the nickname Defamation Noodles, which I think he should technically rename his channel to because that's all he does at this point. Not to mention all the times that he has clipped people like Nicholas Diorio and Augie RFC out of context very uncharitably just to paint them in a bad light because all they did was criticize him apparently. That's the other big problem with Def Noodles is he likes to be a commentary channel and he likes to shit on people, but when somebody justifiably criticizes him or makes fun of his channel or his style of content, his first reaction is to either spurg out on Twitter and block them or call them alt-right and fascist. His sensitivity goes so far that when the entire community had turned against him, Repzilla, who's another commentator, was his last line of defense. He was the only commentator who was basically willing to give Def Noodles the benefit of the doubt. But during the Dream and John Swan drama, Repzilla confronted Def Noodles in DMs and just expressed a little bit of disappointment on Def Noodles' stance on the situation. And this was in response to him calling John Swan alt-right, which is completely unjustified and unproven. And Def Noodles' response to Repzilla just stating that he disagreed with him was not only to block him on both his Def Noodles account and his personal account, but he went on a Twitter tangent about how people who he blocks and accuses of being alt-right is satirical, but it also has some truth to it, which is just, oh my god, dude. And when he finally grew a pair to go onto Augie's channel and basically do a debate with him, he unintentionally exposed himself for using an app to fabricate DMs just so he could get a juicy news story, except he never actually had answered the question when Augie asked if he faked DMs purposely in his stories.
Well, you DM'd the dad, right?
That's the dad.
That's the dad, okay.
That's the mom, okay? And now I'm going to show you just like this is an app where you can make fake DMs, okay? And this is also something else where I'm going to play this video. Is it still open up?
Yep.
Can you still see it? So this is the app, and this is how you can basically create fake DMs using this app. So I have all of these accounts already that I was making fake DMs for. I wasn't reaching out to like, you know what I mean? Like you can do that. And that's, you see that there's like already a DM from like an old thing in there. Then you just say like, I'm just writing for an example. So you can see hi, and I can change that into marking it as seen, or even marking it or changing it as though they sent it to me.
Wait a minute. This is a question. All right. Have you ever like produced like fake DMs of other people, or have you only produced fake DMs of yourself?
Yeah, so if you didn't get the gist, he has absolutely no respect for the truth. This is just such a big problem. I mean, if this was the music industry, he'd be referred to as a plant. I mean, there's no proof, physical proof. It's all just theories at this point. I just think it's extremely dangerous how there are a lot of people who do take this man seriously, and I am just, I have no words for how disgusted I am by how slimy he is. I mean, he also had the audacity to make fun of someone losing a lawsuit. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna have for today. I will be following the Def Noodles situation closely in case something happens in the future. Most likely it will. If any of you were wondering, I am blocked by Def Noodles. I simply liked a tweet by Nicholas Diorio. That was enough for him to block me on both his accounts. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.